Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, blood sugars are stable. They're getting towards the top part of the region. The correction and the basal are working. That's not what I want. Time and range is pretty much 64%, 36 above. This we gotta start working on a bit more. 64. I would like to, if I have to be higher, I would like to try to aim between 7.5 to 8 to 10. 64% time and range, and 9.4 time. I'd like that to come down a bit. That's a little bit high for me. Today, I want to discuss, get rid of this, the topic of people judging me, judging you, judging all diabetics. It's everyone knows how good diabetics should be, but yet they couldn't survive. Or they probably find how much difficult it is. So sit back, grab your coffee, tea, hot chocolate, whatever, and we'll be right back. Okay, so there's only a few people who can really judge me and judge my care. And one would be my endocrinologist. Two, being my family doctor. Three, being a dietitian. Four, being my diabetic nurse. Five, being a significant other. And last but not least is yourself. These are the only ones that really can judge people. However, everyone out there is a diabetic expert. I've heard, well, if you had just followed your diet, things would be so much better. Or I had a nurse who worked sometimes here and sometimes in emergency. I was taken over into emergency, and she said to me, well, why don't you just let the nurses do it? They'll probably do a much better job. And I said, no. And she said, well, you're such a difficult person to try to control. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Just let the nurses do it. And I'm thinking, do I trust myself, my team that I've built up over the years, just to say, okay, you do it all? No. I've had stories, well, oh, you're having a can of soda pop. Oh, but you're a diabetic. And I said, well, it's diet. Well, it still has sugar in it. You shouldn't be having it. Oh, you're having a bag of chips. You shouldn't really be having it. Or, oh, you had a low blood sugar. You need to do tighter control. We hear this every single day. And it's not only the public who really have little to no understanding of diabetes to healthcare professionals whose specialty is not diabetes related. It's truthful. But people tend to seem to like to judge us all the time. It's like, well, I should have the right. You have an ailment, and I should have the right to judge how your care is going. In all due respect, bug off. Family members or those who have a vested interest in your condition is an exception. But if you don't fall into those 5 categories, bug off. Could be other diabetics too, other diabetics you trust. I have a friend here who works around here, and he's a type 1 diabetic. And you don't know who I'm talking about, do you? He has a right to make suggestions on how I control my insulin. Same as I could do for him, or her, or it. I think we should just call it it. But they're living the same life I am. Instead of saying, oh, you should be doing this, I might offer, have you tried? And so I brought this up one time with my diabetic nurse, and it was just after I moved in here. And it was like every 5 minutes I'm dealing with everyone here who has never dealt with type 1 diabetes, but they're all kind of judging me about my life and how I'm controlling my diabetes. Yes, part of the reason I'm here is my diabetes, but it's just as kind of a supervisory. I have my few workers here who work with me on a daily basis that I trust with my diabetes information. sell like Caprio for out there. But there are others who, with all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about. You may have heard things and generated in your mind. It can't even be doctors. Now, there was a time, the year I spent in. Sorry, I had a visitor here. Um, this doctor, when I was in the high acuity unit, came up to me and said, "What are you doing here? You're just a diabetic." I said, "Okay, you should just be on a ward. You're not sick enough." And I thought, okay, then if I'm not sick enough, why aren't I here? Why are I here? And he kept trying. So we had one doctor each week when you were in critical care, and high acuity was critical care. And you don't need to be here. And he didn't do anything. He didn't even talk to me. I had my diabetic doctor who would come in, discuss things with them, and they would make them. But he didn't talk to me. And we did a changeover. I think it was Sunday night, Monday morning. And I had another doctor who came in and said, "You're sick. You're here. There's a reason why you're here." And I was there for another month and a half. It was crazy. But again, it was a doctor who had really ever dealt with diabetes. He figured that we could do it in a ward, but there were a lot of times I was passing out, and so it can't even come from medical professionals who don't deal with diabetes. And there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just you have to be prepared that you're still being judged. And I thought coming in here, as I mentioned to my diabetic nurse, that I'm judged every 5 seconds. "Oh, you're not doing this right. Oh, you're not doing that right." Well, I'm sorry that I'm not doing what you want here. But, I have to live with this disease. I know it's bad. I've done this 48 years. It just gets so damn frustrating. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. I don't know why. But sometimes I really feel that we have to voice something isn't right. We have to voice. And just having people judge us because of a preconceived notion doesn't work. And today is a shorter video, but we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me